Hello guys, it's DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this is going to be episode number 3 of my replay review coaching series. And in this one, we are going to have Charlie Futch and Trishula. We're going to have both of these coaches go over the same replay and compare and contrast what each of them had to say about the same exact replay. If you want to watch episode 1 or 2, I'll leave those down below at the very top of the description. Also, you can check out Trish and Charlie down below at the very top of the description. And with that being said, let's hop right in. Okay, take number 3. Okay, so we're about to go ahead and hop into the replay that Trishula TTV has gone over. And let's hop in. Okay, so it's going to be, me versus Chronos 905. This wasn't like a preset replay or anything.
Alright, let's take a quick look at what we got going on here. So it looks like you lose the rock, paper, scissors. And we're playing Dragon Link. Let's go versus the Kashartri Law deck. They're starting off with Shifter. That's kind of unfortunate. But nothing you can do about that. So I'm just going to fast forward through their turn. They're going to start with the adventure cards. They're going to grab the illegal knights, catching the called by, and getting Draco back, and they're just passing here.
Was it proper to Brave Toki? You definitely just summon Psybeast, right? And try to actually play your deck. I don't know how to play Kashtira right now. I only know post Photon.
So it looks like we have double Druid Worm, quick launch into a legal knight token. It's not super threatening.
Okay, so actually I remember this video. Okay, so in this video I copied Clifton Land's build off of the spreadsheet, but the thing with the spreadsheet is it put Appaloosa instead of Borland, so I didn't have Borland in this Dragon Link list, and I had Appaloosa in the extra deck instead. But other than that, it was like his exact list that he topped YCS Minnesota with.
The Dimension Shifter is pretty unfortunate though, because we're not really going to be able to combo too much. We get the Druid Worm out and the quick launch. Sure. So looks like here you can it looks like here you're going for the Baron, right? I don't have access to your extra deck, so I'm not sure exactly what you have. But it looks like you just go for the Baron here and then just, force out the illegal knight. Because they didn't start really with much of anything, I think that's fine, as a line, because you're just assuming, that they're not going to have anything next turn. I think that's fair. The only issue with doing that, I think, is that you're not having follow-up. Is there anything that you can do to get follow-up here? It doesn't really look like it. Not really. So, one thing that you could maybe do is you could go to battle phase, attack the illegal knight, they try and bounce you, and you just say sure to the bounce, and you could either keep the Druid Worm in your hand, or you could just go Tracer pop the Druid Worm, summon out a Synchron or something, and then Synchro off into probably Scarlight, because I assume that you play it, and then use Scarlight to pop the token and burn them for 500.
Couple things there. First of all, I don't play Scarlight. Second of all, Scarlight can't pop right token as it is not an effect monster.
That way you don't have to waste the Baron. But I think that really depends on what they do. So they don't use Illegal Knight, so you do make the Baron. I think this is fine. It's just, again, we're not going to have follow-up. So we pop the Fateful Adventure, which is fine because it's not going to give them a Griffin or anything. And then you're going to go Battle Phase, negate, destroy the Illegal Knight, kill the token, and that's turn.
Yeah, that was all I could really do. I couldn't Floor, I could go Floor effect, target token or Illegal Knight to pop, but if I Floor negate Illegal Knight's activation during the main phase, I can't talents afterwards, so there was never a scenario where I could talents that turn, so that was just never happening.
So, looks like they're going to be able to play though, obviously you can't know that they're going to be able to play, based on how they started. But they are just going to go with the Psybeast, And they're going to banish the Fenrir, play the spell. I'm just gonna fast forward through this. Get the Fenrir.
I'm actually pretty sure this was my first time playing against the Kashtira deck too. I remember now. Yeah, that was my first time playing against the Kashtira deck. Cause I remember I didn't remember Psy Beast. I know it went up in price, but okay, yeah.
Unicorn, and then they're just gonna banish away the Baron, and then just punch you for some damage. And they make the rank 7 set 1. But, you know, now we just play the game. Their deck doesn't really look like it does too much threatening. I don't think this deck is super scary until the new support comes out. So they're going to summon the Unicorn, they're going to get out the Fenrir, so we just have to play through basically just a monster banish, right? We're searching these...
I mean, this can banish from your graveyard. If I activate a spell, has to banish 3 face down. This will start locking some zones, which doesn't matter. Fenrir banishes 1 face down. Unicorn banishes from the extra deck.
Sarnir's okay to search here, because I
So,
guess we're going to banish the Bellion later. And like we want to dump another one. Usually I would probably just search the Magnamute though, just for like better resource management. But Sarnir's probably...
I had a plan here. There's a plan for that Sornir for sure.
Probably okay here. They're gonna go Unicorn and get rid of Seals. That's probably incorrect from them. It was probably better to get rid of Striker. Yeah, I think if they got rid of Striker, it's really hard for you.
I hard agree.
So you're going to go Collapse, and then we're going to Talents Take. I think that's also fine.
And the reason why I summoned Black first and then Talents took is because I thought Birth could banish 1, but it has to banish specifically 3.
Because now we have the Fenrir, so we can pick apart their board a little bit with it, which is kind of cool. We're going to go Striker, grab our Boot and our Wyver Burster, which is not bad. We go for the Romulus. I mean, this is all pretty standard. So, this is pretty cool. We're going to pitch the Sarnir, and now we have a really cool line. I want to see if we go for it.
Obviously, I'm going to go for it. If I search the Sornir over Magma, then I know the line, because I'm insane. But I get hit with Birth, which I knew was going to happen eventually.
What does this do? He's going to target... Oh, he's going to banish stuff in your graveyard. That's a little annoying. Yeah. Okay, so you just chain, get rid of the Striker, get a little bit of value. And he got rid of your Wyver and your Sarnir, which is unfortunate.
Doesn't matter.
It's not really a big deal. So you're going to dump the Lubellion, and you are dumping the Absolrator as well. So I think what I would see here probably is the better line of play is you can probably just summon Levian here and just blow up his field.
A Fenrir banish.
So we can go Fenrir, banish his guy. Yep, that seems fine. Jerusalem sends his other dude. So he has an open board now. You're gonna get, I mean, I don't see how you lose this game. This game is just impossible to lose. Ooh, interesting. So one thing here that I'm just gonna quickly...
I started messing around here because it was game. I knew the card name was Draco back, so...
point out because I see it. Obviously I don't know your extra deck, but I assume that you probably play Triple Burst Dragon. If you play Triple Burst Dragon, you could have gone Pisty here with the Synchron. I also would have gone for Recharger here, personally, just knowing the line I'm about to go down. I would have gone Summon Recharger, make Pisty, go into Triple Burst here. Pisty can get back the Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon can then target the Pisty, add back the Recharger, summon back any of your Darks from your graveyard. And then you can go for Access Code, pop his back row, and, you know, like, you just swing. Like, you would have lethal on board. But that would also just let you build up into other stuff. It would also let you easily go for Borland if you wanted to make that. This just seems okay, too. Like, it just preserves...
Rebellion, Access Code, Savage, Equip.
Like, it preserves the boot sector, so, like, if, for example, he had, like, Nibiru or something, like, as his last card, you would at least be...
We know it's Draco back!
...able to get back into the game at some point with the boot sector. Yeah, because we're making the Savage here with his monsters, so instead of using our own monsters, so I think, I think it would have mattered either way, because, like...
Yo, I got toxic for it too. Well played. I did not play well. I know.
Either way, like, you get hit with Nibiru.
I would say.
So, let's see the game 2. We have Gamma, I mean, this hand's crazy. Shifter, Psybeast, Enchantress, 7-star Summon Limit? Okay.
Their hand is crazier though.
Shifter, I assume you Gamma. Oh, you say okay to this.
Yeah. I assume that his deck couldn't do enough to where Gamma would be good. But I was also used to playing the Bestial Dragon deck and not this list, where this list is way more explosive and can go for game. So this list can Gamma Shifter while the Bestial Dragon deck can't.
So I'm just gonna pause this here. I feel like you should Gamma the Shifter, like, always, because Shifter is really strong against Dragon Link. Like, you're not gonna be able to play. Like, I'm not sure what he's really aiming for. I mean, I see the Summon Limit in his hand, so you're maybe a little bit boned always because of Summon Limit. But I would have just Gammaed this so that you don't have to play under Shifter. And then, like, we don't really care what his deck does because we have a decent hand. Like, we have Magnemute, Safer, Quick Launch. That's a pretty powerful starting hand. I would rather, like, know that I'm able to play rather than just, like, have Gamma stop, like, one thing that he does and then just, like, have to hard pass to him, right? Because, like, even if this Gamma ends his turn, he's still going to get another turn because we're not playing next turn. Like, we're not going to do anything. So we...
Yeah, but that should be fine, because if he gets another turn and we get another turn, then that's good. Because then we'll have enough to push through his gas, because his engine doesn't beat our engine. Right here I could have maybe not gamed with Temple, realizing that last game they chose Temple over their engine, so maybe this game I could have tried to pick up on that more and gone ahead and let Temple go through. And if he decides to, like, do all that, then sure, I can just Gamma the Illegal Knight's hand effect, and that should be okay. I don't know, I feel like this dude's deck just doesn't make sense. Like, your only starter really is Psybeast, and you play Temple. So that just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know.
He goes Psybeast, Banish Fenrir, he Sacred Swords, draws 2. Kind of lucky he got the Fenrir, because...
He got Fenrir preparations! He's really lucky!
I don't think these two do anything. But he goes Fenrir into Unicorn, set 2, and just pass. Yeah, this is annoying. But, yeah, I think you lose the Summon Limit no matter what, but we're not going to be able to play with this hand, right? I think the best that you maybe would have here, like, if we ignore the fact that Summon Limit exists, I think the most that you're looking at is, like, summon Safer at Quick Launch into Tracer and maybe make, like, Scarlight, or, like, again, you can just do the play of, like, Magnemute the Shifter away, and then Quick Launch make Baron, but, like, you can't trigger the Magnemute because of
He'll Fenrir Banish Magma face down off of its hand effect, though.
Fenrir, so it's a little bit awkward. He's going to flip the Trap, he's going to get Unicorn, and yeah, you're just going to set one and pass. I think you probably should have attempted to play into the Baron, right? Like, I think what I would have maybe done is...
this dude can Banish Magma face down and rip the Baron out of my extra deck.
I would have chained the Quick Launch to the preparations, because, like, you don't know that this is Summon Limit. So I would have chained the Quick Launch to the preparations, assuming that we're still under the Shifter and, like, we didn't Gamma it. Get the Tracer on field, because then he can't Unicorn Banish your Baron or anything, right? And then you just summon your Magnemite as well, like, get rid of the Shifter. He can always Fenrir, but, like, if he Fenrir targets something, you can always chain the Tracer and pop something. So you then just, like, beat over his stuff. Like, you have the Magnemute, and you can declare the Magnemute or not declare it.
Okay. No matter how you order his chain links here, it doesn't make sense, because Fenrir gets banished off Magma. Even if we Tracer pop Magma to prevent it and bring out Recharger, Unicorn then rips our extra deck. So it rips our imaginary Scarlet that he, assumes that we're playing. And then all we can do is Savage. So I don't think we have a play either way. And we need to do more than just out the field because he has preparations.
Whichever, but I think he can target and banish either way, right? Or, yeah, so, like, it activates a monster effect. Like, he might not know this because he didn't do this last time he summoned a Bestial Abyssal on the field, I think.
He already used it.
I can't remember the last game exactly, but, like, if you had gone Magna Mode effect, right? Like, he can always Fenrir target, so I would have gone Quick Launch first, and then summon the Magna Mode. And then you can, like, he might not realize that he can Fenrir target something on your field immediately.
Okay, I get that for, like, a normal low-rated DB player, but, like, bro, this guy is playing Kashtira. There is no way he doesn't know how Fenrir works. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I guess you could put him on it, like, really, really try. But the odds of it working is like 0%. My opponent used Fenrir correctly last game, so there's no way I assume that he's going to use it incorrectly this time now.
But like either way, you just use the Magna Mode effect. He targets to banish something. Tracer pops whatever he's targeting, and if he targets the Magnamut, you just get Recharger. If he targets the Tracer, you get Synchron. Either way, you can just make a play, you beat over his board, and you still just push, and you just break everything. Obviously that loses the summon limit, but you shouldn't know that he has summon limit, so.
I don't see how you're breaking everything. Explain it.
I just think that was probably the better line of play, but that would have lost the summon limit. But I think definitely, like, if it weren't for the shifter, like, I think if we'd gammed the shifter, he would have set something up. We would have had to play through maybe like an extra interaction. Maybe he locks some of our zones. Maybe he banishes something.
I definitely should have gammed shifter in this. Maybe it's like, I think I should have in this replay, just because my opponent's deck doesn't do anything. Like, I respected his deck too much when I shouldn't have, because it's really, really bad right now.
But we would be able to, like, use all of our cards.
Honestly, if I only open Gamma versus Kashtira post Photon Hypernova, I still wouldn't Gamma Shifter. I would Gamma Rise Heart, the level 4.
And we would still lose the summon limit, because I have a feeling we're going to lose to it no matter what, but we would probably be able to break his whole board. So he's going to go Unicorn into Birth, and then he's going to get Ogre. Yeah, I mean, like, he's just setting up on us now for free. This looks like it's game on field, because he just reborns at this, right? Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, that's not game.
He's going to banish one of your cards. He's going to go Fenrir attack.
Doesn't he have a Fenrir banish so he can bring off a Birth?
Going to target the set.
Oh, fair.
He attacks again. We go Magnamut. We pop. And he makes Red Eye's Mouth. Oh, interesting. Okay.
I was trolling my opponent. I said, you forgot preparations, lol. Yeah, I was trolling because I wanted these coaches to pick up on it.
That's interesting.
I mean, that's game. What am I supposed to do?
So, searching Lubellion here, I think, is actually a misplay into the Red Eyes Flare Metal.
What's the better play?
Because we can out this. Like, again, there is the summon limit, so no matter what I tell you, like, you're going to lose the summon limit. But you can actually play through this, so I think it's interesting you search Lubellion here.
How? How do you play through that?
I think the play was to search Wyverburster, which feels wrong because you have Collapse in your hand. But you don't have any way to get a light in your graveyard without burning from Flare Metal, so I would have just searched Wyverburster. Summon Wyverburster, normal.
Okay. We do have a way, because I can get to, like, Savage Attack, so I can technically survive and get over this. They are not wrong. They are right. They're actually right about that. I could have searched White Dragon, banish special, summon Tracer, make Synchro. I mean, winning the game is still really hard off that play, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fairly certain I still lose. Maybe. Just because, like, I wouldn't have Bestial Engine then. If I don't have Bestial Engine, I don't think I win anyways. It would have been worth doing, though, because, like, I could have top decked Bestial, right?
And then you could go for, like, Scarlight, assuming that you have it. Scarlight attacks over, and then you can Scarlight effect, burn. Like, you can then Scarlight effect, pop the Unicorn. You know, you burn him for 500, and then you can just play in main phase 2. I don't know how far you would get, but you have Quick Launch, you have Collapse Serpent, you have Safer. You know, you can't use the Safer, but, like, if you could find a way to pitch it, maybe with, like, what's it called, Romulus, and then get it back with, like, a Pisty, that's always an option as well. So, I think you had plays, but I don't think you have plays with the Lubellion. And, like, obviously none of those plays work under Summon Limit. So
Yeah, I agree. I think yeah, what he said made sense there, 100%.
you're just going to lose to that. Yeah, so you're going to concede. And you go first. So his opening hand is not strong. All he has is DD Crow, so you should be fine. Your hand is crazy. You're gonna start.
So here, I remember this turn very specifically. I had an insane line that was, like, perfect, but I don't have Borrowland. And I wanted to mess up so that way they can, like, correct the plays. Just wanted to throw that one out here because I had a gooey line.
With the Chaos Space, I don't know if I would start Chaos Space here. Honestly, just because, like, we have so many cards in our hand right now that I think we could, like, start with the Safer and maybe, you know, try and bait him a little bit. But start with Chaos Space is fine because, you know, you're gonna probably go for Lubellion, and then Lubellion into the Saronir, so I'm assuming you're gonna go Safer at Saronir. That's fine because you already have Collapse. Just trying to think if there was anything else. The alternative option you had was to do something along the lines of, like, Chaos Space, pitch the Safert to get Levianir into your hand, and then summon Collapse Serpent, and then start playing from there. And then you can always get into the Lubellion later by by dumping, like, Saronir off of Dragon's Ravine, summoning back, like, the Safer with a Pisty, and then adding it back to your hand. So, like, you have ways to get into it, but this seems fine. Get the Magnamute, dump the Rebranded, go for Striker, grab the Boots. Interesting that he hasn't DD Crow'd you here. I think usually if you see this line, you know that they have Collapse. So he's
Collapse doesn't stop this. Crow wouldn't stop it because I have 2 Lights Engrave. So it makes sense to, like, Crow either in response to Magma or on the belly. I don't know which one he's trying to crow
DD
here.
Crow you on the Magnamute, which is fine, you know. We played around the DD Crow. You can go for Romulus, get the Wyver and Dragon's Ravine.
Here's where I had the insane line still.
Dragon's Ravine, you now have a free discard here with the Magnamut, which is fine. I might have held the Magnamut for my opponent's turn, but I don't think it's really getting too much value against this deck, so I think you're probably fine not to. Ooh, I don't think I would have searched Tracer, though. I think you could have searched, like... You probably could have searched Recharger here, which, you know, maybe you don't want to do that because you probably only play, like, 1 Recharger, 1 Synchron. I think it's still probably better to search the Tracer here, though. Or not the Tracer, the Recharger, because if he has, like, an Ash or an Imperm or something in his hand, you don't get locked out, right? Like, you're just going Boot Sector into special summoning the 2. And then...
If they had Imperm... Because I normal summon Safer, they would have Imperm Striker to stop me from getting access to Boot Sector launch. I think. No way they're Ashing or Imperming Tracer, though. That's just not real.
And that way you're guaranteeing that you have the Recharger in play. But you probably... Yeah, it's probably fine. Like, I get that you have the Synchron already out of your deck, so you just wanted to make sure you get the most value out of Tracer, which is never bad. We go for Wyverburster, and we're going to put this back, get a free draw. Get another Lubellion, which is unfortunate, because we've already used.
I'm ready for him to start roasting me here, because here's where I remember thinking, I was like, okay, I have tons of lines. And I go, wait, I don't even have Borland in this extra deck. And I go, you know what? Let's start playing a little bit weird and see what they have to say about it.
Used it. So I am pretty sure here that you just, like, you have two options. Like, I think I would probably go for, I think I would probably go into, what's it called? Into,
Has to be a Pisty line. Yeah.
Maybe get the Magnamute and summon it back so that you can get a free add as well as the Branded Beast. So you're going for Seals, okay. Seals into Boot Sector, pop, make Savage. Oh no, make Scarlight.
I did play Scarlight. Yeah, it's been a while since I've gone over this. Wow, I can't believe Scarlet was in the extract though. I mean, I just copied Clifton's build, but yeah, obviously right here I could have gone Pisty, Magma search during end phase, Lubellion, Trap, get the spell, and just end on like a way better end board.
Okay, interesting.
Ready to be roasted.
I'm not sure if you play like the triple burst because, you know, there's been a few lines here where I feel like you could have gone for triple burst pretty easily. So I think what I would have done is if I were, like, if this was me, I think I would have gone for...
But it's not. Yeah, but it's not, huh?
Add the Recharger, and, like, so not have the Tracer in my hand. I would have added Recharger, and then I would have gone into Pisty, and then... Honestly, actually, you could have just not summoned the Wyverburster at all. Gone Boot Sector, Special, Tracer, and Recharger. And then you can just go Pisty and into the Triple Burst, and then you can summon back the Magnamut. Magnamut can declare so that you can search. You can then summon back the Lubellion. Get the Branded Beast the same way you do here, and then you can still make the seals, and that way you still would have the Boot Sector launch on field for follow-up, and you would also get a free search, which would be pretty good here, because that's giving you extra card advantage. The other thing too about that line that I think is really nice is if you do have other targets for Tracer, you can use them. The other thing that you can do too is if, like, with the search the Rocket Tracer, you do kind of have like a play with Romulus where you could like Romulus summon the other Rocket Tracer from your hand but when you make Pisty. So you would go like Wyverburster, special summon. Wyverburster can then go into the Pisty, and then you trigger the Romulus effect to special summon one of your two Rocket Tracers from hand. And then you can go into the Boot Sector anyway, special the other Tracer, go into the Triple Burst, and then you summon back a Magnamut. And then the Magnamut still declares, and you can go into Seals, and then you have the choice of either making Baron Defleur to pop, or like you can go for Baron Defleur just to have the Omni Negate up with the Seals and no Branded Beast, or you could tribute off the Magnamut for the Lubellion, summon back Lubellion, get your Branded Beast, and then use the I guess you can't synchro with it, yeah. So you would have to find a way to like trigger your Rocket Tracer. I think you would have to go for Borland. Like you would go for Borland, and then you would have to go into something so that you can, you know, continue to link off. But I think the best line of play is that first one I talked about, where you just go for Hieratic Seals, get back your...
I'm not gonna lie, I think the best line was Borland. I don't remember the line exactly, because I just spent like 5 minutes listening to that line. But Borland, it was like Borland on the end board. I think it was Borland, Savage, Beast, bring out spell, follow up. And also Borland seems really, I don't want to say really good against my opponent's deck. It seems decent. With like the Beast and stuff, it's good because then it doesn't lose to the right package.
Get back to your Magnemite without getting the Rocket Tracer, getting the Recharger. And then just keeping the Boot Sector on the field so that you don't pop anything. And then you end on the same end board, but you just have an extra search and the Boot Sector. So it's just a +2 over what you did. So you're going to get the token. Gets back the Magnemite, which is good because you get the search. And the end phase, that's going to target the branded Beast, and then you're gonna Seals bounce. That's fine, because Seal's gonna get to some of the Druis Worm. Yep. He summons Unicorn, and you're gonna let him search. And then he is going to play Birth.
Which here I could have gone ahead and Beast popped it, but I don't think it was worth it. I don't think there's a punish. Like if I just like let them summon, I just out what they summon.
And then you let him get the extra.
And like I know the last card in hand is Fateful Adventure because it didn't bring it off of the right.
I think what you maybe could have done.
So like now it's just guaranteed game. Like for sure win. Beast, Tribute, Pop, Druis Room out, activate Fateful effect, grab random guy, pass turn. GG's. I have follow up. I searched Levy at end phase. I have a lot anyways.
Maybe you could have just like popped, but I'm not entirely sure if that would have been better.
Cause I didn't even think he was just gonna normal summon. I thought he was gonna go like Birth, bring back Fenrir, and then I was gonna out the cards then. Which is when he could have then normal, but I guess he can't then normal Ogre, because like Birth summon back Fenrir, on Fenrir summon Beast, out Birth, Druis Room effect, out Fenrir, leave him with Unicorn, so that way he can't just use his engine. He has Fateful in hand that's known, he has 1 blank, and the 1 blank won't work with Kashtira cards. Because it's like a monster spell or trap, all of them don't do anything this turn. Unless if it's Unicorn Crash, and then, yeah, like Unicorn Crash and then summon. But then, whatever it is, it can't be Fenrir. No, it'd have to be Fenrir. It couldn't be anything else. Because Unicorn would already been used. Ogre just gets trapped, which isn't enough. It'd have to be Special Fenrir, Search Ogre, Normal Ogre, Effect Grab the trap card. Even then, it's just not enough. It really isn't.
It's a little bit hard to say whether or not you should have just.
But you played bad there, so.
After he got the Birth on field, you could have like branded Beast, tributed off Druis Worm, popped this, and then sent this, and then he would still be able to specialty Ogre, but it depended on what his hand was, right? So I'm not really sure.
There's just like one unknown. I didn't want to play into it.
Or what the value is on letting him get Ogre on the field. But I guess it's always better to force your.
Honestly, this makes more sense too. The Druis Room out the Unicorn, off the Ogre, because again now like he can only search trap card. But no, it doesn't make sense because I know the last card in hand is Fateful Adventure now. So then that would have been a bad play. So I should have outed Ogre.
Your opponent's commit. He's gonna get to banish a card.
Little things here, but it was also my first time playing against the deck, and it's a very awkward deck to play against.
He gets preparations. He attacks over the Magnemite, which is fine. And you're going to get to search a card in the end phase. Yeah, I mean, we're in a pretty good spot here. Yeah, he's just going to concede.
Also, at the end, I wrote this down to completely mess with him, and I need to see the reaction to this. Please react to it.
I think it could have ended with a Bestial in hand. Yeah, I think you're noticing the thing that I was pointing out was that you could have ended with a Bestial in hand.
Come on, read the second one. Read the second one.
As well as keeping the boot sector on field, which I think was like really the main thing I would have done differently. Like you had options, but
Okay, so I went to go ahead and record over Charlie's replay, and I realized that there's no sound in it, and right at the beginning, it's because he forgot to turn the sound thing off with the GeForce experience thing, so that's why there just isn't any sound right now. So that's unfortunate. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I actually already messaged him, and I said like, hey yo, there's no sound in it. Any chance you could fix it for me? So we're gonna go ahead, try to get that fixed, and then yeah, I'll be back at it with the second part of this video. What's up? This is like future Austin. This is like 1 month later from the last update, and I'm finally finishing the video now. But so I went ahead and sent that message and say, I don't think there was sound unless it was a problem on my end. And they said the video works fine for me with audio. I was obviously capped because it was muted. And then that's when I exposed who I was and was like, yo, I messaged you in the group chat because like I'm in the group chat with him, and was like, yeah. And that's when I messaged him and was like, yo, you can't be doing stuff like that. That's just scamming, bro. I was like, you gotta remake it. And then he said, yo, do this to me. If we could do a lesson, I'm gonna redo it. The audio worked before. And then, yeah, but yeah, I told him that like I couldn't do the lesson, and he ended up never sending me the replay. And this was about a month later, and this initiated about 2 months ago from now. So it's been like, I mean, we can go to like the exact day. Yeah, it's literally been exactly 2 months. So that's whack. So I don't think I would go through Charlie for replays. I know he's like, I've spoke to some people that he's coached before, and they said that he's a good coach for like lessons, but replays, oh god no, oh god no. So that's it for the video. I would rate Trish a 7.5 out of 10. And I'd rate Charlie a negative 10 out of 10. Actually, I'll give him a 1 out of 10 just because he's going to let me clickbait this video with how I got scammed by a Yu-Gi-Oh! World Champion. And he's going to be fine with it though, because he got like $30 for free. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. The DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.